Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista, here on YouTube, and today is Friday, June 17th. Today is my stepdaughter's 23rd birthday. We are seeing her tomorrow to take her and her boyfriend to dinner. Where do I even begin? Because boy, has it been a couple of days. So first of all, let's talk about my hair. You know, you get your hair done at the salon. I get in the car and I take the picture for Instagram, and it looks all right. And then I get home and I, wash it myself. Not right away. I waited a couple days. But then it's like, it just seems, the blonde seems too harsh. And I had the dumb idea. Right here is a little bit of pink because I had bought like a temporary hair color at the store, at the drugstore, and it's coming out. I mean, it's barely in there. I just like, oh, it'd be cool to have pink streaks. No. And the back of my hair, it looks better pulled up like I have it now. The back of my hair, Bill's like, it looks like your roots are just growing out. And I'm like, ugh. I look in the mirror and sometimes I think the blonde is too harsh, right? So I'm like, all right, I got to figure something out. Without bugging the stylist I currently had, I canceled both my next appointments with her because I'm going to find somebody else. So what I did was put some feelers out to people who have raved about their stylists. And so I have a couple of text messages and emails out to stylists, and we'll see who responds back. I took pictures of my hair currently from the front and the back to show them. And I spent a bunch of time, and I'm weary. I'm weary of trying to figure out my hair. You know what I mean? So I found the color I want. I want something that looks more natural. I feel like this is too blonde, right? So my natural hair color is a light brown. And I should get my high school graduation picture because that was my normal hair color. I wasn't dyeing my hair then. This is the picture I found. I love that, right? I love the color. I like the brown and then the blonde highlights. So I don't know what that's going to take, but I know I'm tired of spending a bunch of money to get my hair done. Yeah. So, and then this is the cut that I'm going to tell them. This is almost what I have, I think, except this is a little shorter. I love all of those layers. Love, love, love it. So we'll see. I'm hoping that, I don't know who I'm hoping responds back because I don't know. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Let's go back to Wednesday. So got up early Wednesday, and my printer wasn't working. Tried to print something, and that, mind you, I had a laser printer. It said, printer 05 error service call. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I'm researching online, trying to fix it, trying to figure it out, and come to find out it's some mechanical dysfunction inside. Nope. No. I've had that printer for over 2 years. I'm not sending it back, sending it in to get it fucking fixed. No. So Bill calls and I'm in the middle of that, and he's like, well, just order another printer. Now, remember, I have the printer I just got for my coloring pages out in the other room. And I guess he didn't understand me when I said, well, I can just use the other one. He's like, well, if you need one, just order it. Okay. So I, in the meantime, was printing on that one because I need to print stuff for work. So I found one on Amazon for $89.98, and it's a HP DeskJet. I hooked it. I set it up last night. So it was coming today. And so that took up my whole morning trying to fool with the printer. And then putting it in a big giant garbage bag because Bill was going to take it to work to dispose of it. So the job starts and it's 2 witnesses and it's interpreted, which can be difficult. And I wound up working until 8:30. Yeah. So that was a rough day. And then I was determined on Wednesday night. I said, I'm not letting a long work day deter me from stitching, because if I do that, I'll never get anything done. I'll never get any stitching done. I'll never get any coloring done. So I'm going to show you the progress that I did on my stitching, because I did get some done. I didn't get any done yesterday, and you're going to hear why. But I got quite a bit done. Isn't it looking so good? So I got done the rest of this whole section, and then the border. I love it. Love, love, love. This is Primrose Cottage Stitches Be Happy. I love their designs. Can't say enough. And they have some new ones, and I'm going to show you those in a second. So I get up on Thursday, and I didn't get up as early as I'd wanted to, but my job wasn't starting until 11. So I'm like, I got plenty of time. I got plenty of time to get stuff done, do my video. Something happened yesterday morning that took up my whole morning again. And I'm like, what the actual fuck, right? Like, what? And I was just like, oh my God, I'm not going to get another video done. Like, everyone's going to think I've fallen off the face of the earth, right? Things happen though. I mean, you got to remember, I'm trying to work a full-time job and do this channel. And the myriad of other things that we all do in the normal course of a day. So yesterday's job. Now, under normal circumstances, when we are editing a deposition, there are 2 parties, the plaintiff attorney and the defendant attorney. Literally at this job, there were 22 attorneys. And when I say that was insanely difficult, I don't even know how to describe that. First of all, it took me the whole day to even research and get the appearances on, because there's an appearance page where you have to list their name, the firm, their phone number, the email address, who they represent. Good fucking night trying to do that and edit. So what was happening was my boss was trying to help me and do things on the record. So she was dropping pages of stuff. So for editing, we did not get a break. We did not take a break. And finally, it got to the point where she was like, you guys need to take a break. Let me clean this up, and you guys are going to have to finish it later. Normally, we do not do that. We normally finish a job the day we take it, because we normally have a job the next day. So everyone's frustrated because we're filling in just gobs of questions and answers when normally we're just editing. We're not straight typing it. And I said, okay, when you're done your section, stop. What we're going to do is Monday, because it's a holiday, it's Juneteenth. She doesn't have a job on Monday. We're going to finish this job on Monday. And my boss was going in after the job was over, and she went in and she filled in a lot. She wrote, on her steno machine and filled in a lot of it and cleaned it up. And I spent an inordinate amount of time last night cleaning up speaker identifications, because like 10 attorneys questioned. I mean, it's just to keep everyone straight. And so I did a lot of work, which is going to help us come Monday. Now, we only have about 40 more pages to edit. So I figure with 3 of us, it's only going to take us probably not even 2 hours. So we're going to start at 10 a.m. We'll probably be done by noon. Bill is off work for the holiday. I think he's going to go swimming at his friend's house. So no problem. I am praying today is better. It has to be. It has to be. Today has to be better than the last 2 days. So last night, I worked until 6:30, took a half-hour break to have dinner with Bill, and then came back up here and was in my office till almost 11. Because after I finished all of my work stuff, I still had to do preparation for today, which I hadn't done. And I had to go through mail. I hooked up my printer, so much, trying to do so much stuff. The printer works fantastic. And what I didn't realize until last night was you can set those printers to quiet mode, because, man, they are loud AF. Now, quiet mode will print slower, but I love it, because I was printing last night and I'm like, my God, that's going to wake up Bill, because my office is directly across from his bedroom. So yeah, it has been a couple of days. So I get up this morning and I woke up at 5:30 and I was like, I just have a bunch of stuff to do, so I'm just going to get up. So I did some housework, I did some light cleaning, got all the house stuff done, got myself ready. Curling iron went up, so I had to order a new curling iron, and I'm just like, dude, can we not? Can we not? So I'll flip you around and I'll show you the printer before I sign off of here. It's gorgeous. It's white. It scans. It copies. It. And what I love, now I have to say, after having a LaserJet, I love inkjet more. I love inkjet more because LaserJet puts it on with heat. And it would always curl the paper. Highly annoying. Highly. The inkjet, first of all, will print in color. And it prints out and it's perfectly flat and it's perfection. Yeah. So I will show you that in a second. But yeah, so I didn't do any more stitching or coloring yesterday because there was no way. At 11 o'clock, I went downstairs, I started watching some Seinfeld, and I went to bed. But Primrose Cottage Stitches has some new patterns out that are now in paper. Now, they're new to me, and I may stitch these because, man, are they cute as hell, and they will look really good in the junk journal. So this one is called Squeeze the Day. Absolutely love that. That bright yellow and those greens. Gorgeous. And they also have Hello Sweet Summer, which I absolutely love this one too. So cute. And then they have Plant, Grow, Bloom. I mean, I just love these. These would stitch up so quick. That border would take you a little bit of time. And that was it for the new ones. But I love those three. So I have the email saved. And there's also a freebie by Wild Violet Cross Stitch. Ryan is the owner and designer. I met her at the Flosstube retreat 2 years ago. She's fantastic. So I'm on her mailing list, and she has this free pattern, which is, I don't know if it's called anything, but absolutely love it. And so I may have to stitch that for the junk journal. It's a mermaid with fishes, and so you could like use your own colors. I mean, I'm sure she gives you what she used, but like her hair, I'm thinking about using a green variegated. Wouldn't that look cool? You know what I mean? Yeah, love that. Love, love, love. Okay. Now, I did get something in the mail. I got my Halloween junk journal from Three Birds Lane. And I'm so embarrassed. I kept saying her name was Nancy. It's Susan. So, Three Birds Lane on Etsy. She sells out very quickly. Here is the threebirdslane.etsy.com. On Instagram, she's at threebirdslane, because I follow her on Instagram too, because she will post when she's going to have a new journal listed. So, are you ready to see the journal? It is from, now this was a custom order because I asked her to do this for me. The Little Golden Book, Donald Duck, and the Witch Next Door. So here's the cover. Can you even? And I flipped through the whole thing the other day when I got it. And it is just, it's so gorgeous. And like I said, the story is interspersed in between. I've never read the story, so I'll have fun doing that. But yeah, I mean, look at the pages. I am going to enjoy so much. And there's even Casper the Friendly Ghost stuff interspersed in here too. Look at that page. And that one. This is like, this piece of paper unfolds. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And there's even like some music in there. I mean, look at this. It's so gorgeous. The bingo card, I love. And then when you get to the last page, I know I'm flipping through it quickly. When you get to the last page, if I can get to it, it's a lot of pages in here. Look at this. In here, she put like extra little doodads, I guess, that she didn't use in here that you could use for the pages. Can you even? Because remember, I learned my lesson with the other junk journal that fell apart. No making this entirely too thick. Very simple pages. It's going to make my life a whole lot easier. doing these pages. Love. Okay, that's all I got. We missed a couple days of the Unfuck Yourself entry, so let's do that. Wednesday's entry was, it takes real courage to love someone, to be exposed to that kind of vulnerability for the guarantee of absolutely nothing in return. But it also takes the same kind of bravery to admit that you are no longer willing to love a person, particularly without the sometimes overwhelming need to start gathering the evidence needed to blame them for your predicament. It's hard when you realize you don't love someone anymore. It's hard. You know, when I was married to my first husband, even though I was the one that initiated the divorce, it was not easy. I was with him for 6 years. I mean, 6 years of your life. Yeah. All right. So that was Wednesday. Thursday. This is a good one. If everything in your life is working, you're not trying hard enough. Meaning like stepping outside of your comfort zone, I guess. Well, shit, my life is going great then, because everything's not working. And finally, today's entry. Change begins in a single moment. You can start today. You can begin that moment now. And by the way, as far as change, Sunday, Bill and I started to eat healthier. And it's been long overdue, because he has put on weight. He had lost 50 pounds like 2 years ago. He hasn't put it all back on, and neither have I. I put all but 12 pounds of what I'd lost. I had lost 40 pounds. I had put all but 12 of it back on. Yeah. So moving forward, eating healthier, already feeling better about doing that since Sunday. It's going to just take me, it has to be a mindset and a life change. You know, I cannot eat the junk and the crap anymore. And we haven't been. I mean, we even stopped using Instacart for our groceries because we're trying to save some money too. We were spending, you know, $100 a month just in tips for each week for doing that. So we went to the store last week for the first time, and yeah, I mean, that's our plan from now on. So, but let's read a small miracle story, because could use a small miracle story, right? All right. How long is this story? Okay, it is about 3 pages. All right. There's a long hair on my sleeve. At Sullivan County Community College, the students began filing in for the summer program. "Hey, look who's there," one girl said, pointing to a tall young man with dark curly hair. "It's Eddie." "That's odd," her friend responded. "I thought Eddie had transferred to Nassau Community College on Long Island. Guess I was wrong." The 2 young women waved at the person they thought was Eddie. It was actually someone named Robert Shafran, and this was his first day at a new college. Moments later, a fellow running to class spotted Robert from the corner of his eye. "Hey, buddy," he called out to Robert. "Glad to see you. Catch you later." And he rushed by. Robert was taken aback. He knew he had never seen this person before, and yet he had been greeted as if the two were on intimate terms. Just as Robert was mulling this over in his mind, an attractive young woman gave him a kiss that obviously meant more than hello. Ooh. Robert was perplexed. He had never been the recipient of such an outpouring of warmth. He was bewildered, and he hoped he wasn't dreaming. Robert walked into his first class, took a seat, and settled in. No sooner had he taken a notebook out of his briefcase. How is this story going to end? When a total stranger walked up to him demanding an apology. "But for what?" asked Robert, dumbfounded. "I don't even know you." "What do you mean you don't know me?" said the stranger. "What a sense of humor," he chuckled. Robert was startled and said, "Hey, I'm not who you think I am." The stranger threw Robert a quizzical look, then muttered something under his breath and walked off. These encounters continued to happen throughout the day as Robert walked around on campus. Meanwhile, a student named Michael Dominitz had heard that his best friend's look-alike had been seen on campus. Michael searched all over and then gasped when he finally spotted Robert in the distance. Indeed, there was an uncanny resemblance to Eddie Galland, his close buddy. Michael walked up to Robert and exclaimed, "Why, you're a carbon copy of my best friend." Then he pulled out a photo from his wallet. "Here, look at this," he said, pointing to a picture of Eddie. "Tell me what you think." Now it was Robert's turn to stand in awe as he looked at what appeared to be a picture of himself. He was astounded, just as everyone else who had made the mistake that day. "When is your birthday?" inquired Michael. "July 12th, 1961, replied Robert. "Oh my God," said Michael, "that's the same day as Eddie's birthday." Can you imagine? Michael was tentative about inquiring further, but he did so despite himself. "I know Eddie was adopted. Were you adopted?" "Yes," said Robert, incredulous as the moment unfolded. A few days later, Michael called Eddie at his home in New Hyde Park, Long Island, and put him in touch with his lookalike. Over the phone, they exchanged vital statistics and without any hesitation agreed to meet in person. "I'll drive you out there," offered Michael, who knew the way to Eddie's house and was eager to see the outcome of this exchange. The following day, the two met and were stunned to discover that they were virtual doubles. Fascinated and mystified by the striking resemblance, they had an excited conversation and discovered a number of amazing similarities. They talked alike and had identical birthmarks. They both smoked too many Marlboros and even held their cigarettes the same way. They had the same IQ of 148. They favored Italian food and had the same taste in music and sports. Both had a preference for dating older women. "Isn't this bizarre?" said Robert. "Yes, you're my clone," said Eddie. Both Robert and Eddie had known that they had been adopted, but had been unaware that they had any siblings. Calls were made to their respective parents, and the records of Long Island Jewish Hospital were checked. That which they had sensed from the moment they had made contact was now confirmed. Eddie and Robert were twins, separated at birth. Can you even? The story hit the news, and the picture of the reunited brothers appeared on the front page of newspapers everywhere. The story made for good conversation. Another interesting bit of news, quickly absorbed, rapidly forgotten. Forgotten by everyone, that is, except for one young man named David Kelman, a freshman at New York's Queens College. He called the Galland household and without skirting the issue got right to the point. "You're not going to believe this," he said to Eddie, "but my name is David Kelman, and I'm looking in the mirror and at the picture in the paper. I believe I'm the third brother." "What?" Eddie's jaw dropped open and he sat for 10 minutes in total awe. "I can't believe it," were the only words that he was able to articulate. When David arrived at the Galland residence in Long Island, Eddie opened the door and looked at him, then closed the door and then opened it again and looked and then closed it again. When he finally let David in the door, they both exclaimed, "Holy cow," in unison and stared at each other in stunned amazement. "I always knew I was adopted, but had no idea that I had any siblings," said David. "Neither did I," said Eddie. "Neither did I." They talked, they laughed, and they cried. The records at Manhattan's Louise Wise Adoption Agency made it all credible. Robert, David, and Eddie were triplets born in that order within 27 minutes of each other. The families got together in celebration. Reporters were there to cover the story. Looking around at the sea of new faces, "What can you tell us about your new family?" asked an interviewer. Eddie spoke up. "It's like I've known them all my life," he said. "I think the whole thing is beautiful." Pictures were taken as David, Eddie, and Robert slung their arms around one another, each flashing a broad grin. The triplets, separated at birth, were reunited. They went on to establish the well-known Triplets Romanian Steakhouse located in Manhattan, which still exists today. Wow, that is wow. That is wow. I can't say anything but wow. So the comment, "Bloodlines may run so deep as to pierce through all barriers that threaten to stand in their way." You know, they were just meant to meet at that time. Holy hell. That is a wonderful story. I think that just goes to show you that wherever you're meant to be in life, you're meant to be, right? You're going to get there. Okay, guys. I hope you guys all have a great Friday. Please, God, today has to go better. It has to. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending almost 25 minutes of your time with me today. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Real quick, here's my printer. See it right there? Isn't it pretty?